In this episode, Frank Proctor is going to talk about how to build a foundation and achieve stability when shooting an AR-15 at medium and long ranges.
Hey, what's up, folks? Back on Trigger Time TV today. We got our friend Sloan from Precision Delta. Today we want to talk to you guys about getting some stability, all right, from mid-range to long-range shooting with our rifle. We're using the Silence Co suppressor here today. I'm a big fan of suppressors for hunting. Became legal in Alabama a couple years ago, I think. Wait a minute, we wouldn't do anything illegal. Beautiful thing about it, you don't have to wear ear pro. You can hear all the sounds around you. And I've, folks that shoot a lot. We talked with Steven from Precision Delta earlier, big fan of like double ear pro. You're around the guns all the time, shooting a lot. You never want to take a shot with a gun that's without ear protection or without a suppressor ever, because it just takes such a toll on your hearing over the long term. So really dig those. So we're gonna be shooting that thing today as we're talking about some of these techniques and stuff for getting stability for mid and long range stuff. That'll absolutely carry over to hunting type situations. And you see out here on the range here, we've got all natural terrain stuff. We got this big old log out here. That's something you can find in the woods. Got some tree trunks stuck in the ground there, so we can C-clamp and stuff off of boulders and stuff like that. So things that you may find in the field or at a 3-gun match, we're gonna work off of those to get stability. If you guys will reflect back to that subconscious shooting segment we worked on there, where we worked that 2-step program to put bullets on targets. We see what we want to do, we see the target, and we see the sight. And when those things are together, we let it do, okay? Absolutely got to come into play here for this long range stuff, because we're going to do everything we can do to get the gun nice and stable, that being the target and that being our sight. We're going to do everything we can do to get this. In the field, you may not always get that, and you may not have the time to try to get that based on the amount of time, especially in a hunting type scenario there, the amount of time you've got an exposure to that target. Or if you're in a 3-gun competition where you're trying to win, you don't have all day to try to get that thing perfectly stable, okay? So if we make that connection to that's what we want to do, and that's what it takes to make it happen, and we let it happen when those things are together, we're in a good place in life. So we're gonna work some of that, Sloan. And then breathe, okay? A lot of times in shooting, you hear, all right, you gotta, exhale, inhale, and all the good stuff. And yeah, sure enough, there's a pause between when you inhale and after you exhale. There's a little pause before your body wants to do anything. And yeah, that would be awesome if we could time that out, but we don't have that kind of opportunity for the practical application of shooting, performance shooting, whether it's hunting or otherwise there, right? So just breathe, continue to breathe, focus on the sights and triggers, okay? Of course, we do want to make a nice clean break on the shot there. It's a very visual thing. Now, some of the technique stuff, there's not a particular technique for anything you're going to find yourself in, or for every scenario you're going to find yourself in. But as a rule, if we can try to get points of contact, okay? So we're going to create stability with things that are more stable than us, like this log, for example, by getting more points of contact with them. All right, so Sloan, go ahead and just unmount the rifle and then mount it. There we go. So we got started. So he's got 1 point of contact right now. Let's see if we can create more points of contact, Sloan. There you go. So dig it down there. Yeah. And if we can do that, we get more points of contact. And if we can load part of that rifle into something that's stable, we can vise it in and get even more stable. Things to absolutely avoid making contact with the things you're using for support. Our barrel, okay, or in this case, that suppressor. We want to make sure that doesn't touch, because you can, with especially on ARs, some of the sizes of the barrels, we can easily flex the barrel away from what the sight's looking at if we make a lot of contact there. But that's a pretty good solid position there. If you want to, just go ahead and start getting yourself, get some shots, get some reps in there. There we go, nice and stable. If we need to readjust, we can. In case you were wondering, folks, that target is 500 yards away. Let's go.